Everybody is joined in.
Ma'am, just 6 people are there.
Okay. So so basically I had taken this photograph and I had used a smart filter, black and white, just to desaturate it. So if I click on this, so this has been desaturated. Then I got my center photograph over here in the center. Then this columnist typography, I did it later on. Then there was this element of this rock that I had put on the side, this blend of this photograph that I had used here. Then everything, if you would have noticed, everything is masked here. So we will create this, I will recreate this entire mood board for you guys to see how basically I did this. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I'll open a new file. Go over to print. And I want to select tabloid 11 by 17. And not in the orientation, I want it to be landscape. Resolution 300 pixels, RGB 8 bits, white background, color profile, RGB, sRGB, IE. Make sure it is always at this level because I think by working with RGB, sRGB, IE, see you see this code is accepted on web. So that is why people, whenever they are putting any of the work online, they put this code over in their Photoshop file. Then square pixels and then create. My computer is either hanged or what, I'm not able to create it. I think last time also we had this problem. I was not able to create it. Try with this. If I'm able to do this. Nope. Yeah. And close. Okay. If I'm not able to do it, then I'll show it over here only. And I'll try to recreate everything here. So I'm just removing everything, all the layers. Yes, I've created a new file. I could not create it through there, so I created a duplicate file. So now I know that that's a problem. I think I would have to look into it, what's happened. Okay, another thing I want to show you before explaining the mood board to you guys. Okay, so basically I have these two photographs placed on this area. Like this is another composition where I have placed a watch. This is the blend that I have used on top of this background copy layer. The background layer is a linear burn. So basically you put your you click on the layer and there are these certain blends which you can use. So this was actually the original one. This was the original photograph. Now if I just push this down, you can actually just figure out, you know, what sort of blend you want to use. So this is very interesting when you are using when you're using dodge and burn, or when you're making illustrations. Everybody is aware of it, I'm sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, most of you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the first thing that I would like to do is I'll open the files that I want. So this time I'll use place embedded. I'll embed the photographs instead of opening them separately. So let's see. Okay, so these were the basic photographs that I had used. So I'll just embed all of them. So I have to embed one by one. So I'll just take the first one, I'll embed it. So a new layer is created on top of it. Now, smart filter is something that you want to use, you can use until unless, you know, you are playing around with the resolution of the picture, or you'll be adding some kind of too many filters, which probably later on you will not be able to recognize. So that is when I suggest that you use smart filter. So it's up to, it's your choice, you know. So I'm going to stretch this photograph a bit like this and like this. Okay. And I'm going to use go over to the black and white cookie, and I can desaturate this photograph, or I can use black and white and just desaturate it this way. And that's it. Okay. Now the next step is I'll again place embed. Now, why I'm embedding the photograph instead of copying them? Anybody has any idea? Why am I embedding the photograph?
Ma'am, I guess they will become one after embedding. Like they'll fix together.
Yeah, they will fix together. Yeah, that's what the meaning embed means, right? So if I open this photograph in another laptop, I will be able to do it. But if I link these photographs, or if I duplicate the file, then I guess I won't be able to, and that laptop or that desktop doesn't have those particular photographs, then I might end up having some issues where the Photoshop would say that, you know, some files are missing, do you want to replace them or ignore them? So that, you know, that message that comes, it's basically because of that. So you generally try to embed your photograph. So I'll put this in the center. And then the next thing that I would do is place embedded. So this is simple. So I'll just take this one, this photograph of, just place it over here. Okay, and then I'm going to use the masking tool. So I'll click on the masking tool here and use the gradient mask and just try to, yeah, I think I did that job. It's nicely done. Okay, another thing that I would do here is I would use one of the blend modes. Like I could use a screen, you know, and just push this photograph over here like this. Okay, and if there is some kind of an effect here and I don't want this effect, so I could add a blend to this as well, like this. And also I would just just go on this layer and use my brush just, you know, remove this area. I don't want. So make sure that, you know, whenever you're doing something like this, your hardness of your brush is not so much. Okay. Now, the next thing that I would like to do is maybe just increase this because I'm not liking something like this. Yeah, that's it. What happened? Yeah. Okay, again, go to File, go to Place Embedded, and use this. So this time I'm going to use the selection tool and I'm going to select this area and I'm going to mask it. So I'm going to use it like this and see, you know what, I'm facing that problem. No, it's okay. I think the earlier versions had this problem. So I'll just select this. Select this as well. Yeah. And click on masking. So it has come out like this, like, you know, the lips have come out like this. So you can use your selection like this as well. Like, you know, you can use the masking tool like this. But let's suppose I don't want it. I don't want to work on this picture like the way I have worked and I want to delete the mask. I can delete it by just clicking on this delete layer mask. That's it. And then I can use one of the maskings again the blends. multiply or, just try out. And reduce the opacity. Yeah, maybe soft light is looking better. So yeah, so this is how I've used this picture, and I'm going to put it over here. Okay, now this is basically, how you kind of develop your mood board. So you use different kind of ways and means of actually embedding and placing your file. Let's suppose I want to add this, and and I want to add this photograph, and maybe I want to reverse this photograph. So how do I reverse it? I just, I can do it like this, or I can go over here, right click, and there is flip horizontal, flip vertical. So I can go flip and then flip vertical. Yes, like this. And then if I want to mask this certain, the background of this, so I can just do my magic wand tool. Select this, only the black area, use the quick selection tool. So basically I'm just kind of using the selections to only select this particular lady over here. Yes, and I'll select this area also. Just add, my keep adding to my selection. Yeah, and that's it. You just have to use the layer masking. I'll just use the layer masking. And then the moment I use the layer masking, the selected area is visible and the other area is not so visible because of the black layer, the black color that is in the foreground. So just practice this layer blending, which is very important. So I can use it over here. I can move this picture over here. Then basically this is how you create your layers. Like, if I want to add the rock, or if I want to add another photograph like this one. Maybe here. And then probably use one of the blends. Okay, and I'll just push it over here. And I can use the masking again to remove the areas that I don't want. maybe the hand also I don't want so much. I only want the face of the lady. That's it. The same way, like, if you don't want a certain photograph, you can remove it, or maybe have another photograph here. Like, I'll just add place embedded, place another photograph like this over here, place another like this photograph, and I'll simply use my masking tool. I probably would have used the selection to do it, to use it probably. Just select the rocky areas. Like this. And use my masking again. And I could just use Control T, flip it. So I'm using Control T to, I can warp this, I can distort this photograph, I can skew it. If I distort it, it'll look like this. I don't want to distort the photograph. I will not be distorting the photograph. It horizontal like this. And then another thing, lot of noise coming. So I'll just increase the typography of this. Increase the and just click on this, maybe give a different color, maybe give a, and then type in color mist. And I could change the typeface, right? I think everybody is aware of it. You just have to click on this and click on, and you can change the typeface. First, you need to click on this and click on this, and then you decide which typeface you're really looking for. One thing, just be very careful while making your mood boards or writing any sort of typeface or making your portfolio. Don't use any sort of typeface which is very experimental, like something like this, like color mist. I will not be able to understand it, or anybody will not be able to read it properly. So make sure it looks part of the part of your mood board, and it's sort of like suppose you're creating something vintage, so it should not be very very cursive. So if it's very cursive, then nobody will be able to understand it. People would be having difficulties reading your mood board or the kind of work you want to show. So like suppose I've used this. Here also I would use a blend just to merge this. So on the word, I'll just go over and use the blends. So I've used this blend over here. Maybe I'll reduce the typeface a bit. And then I will add my palette over here. Now I'm sure, I think you guys must have been explained that, you have to make when you're making your mood boards, there's a mood board, there's a concept board, there's a color board. So here only I'm pasting the photograph, I'm pasting the picture, the color palette. So I'll just take a new layer And I'll take the colors from here itself. So I'll take this color probably and I'll fill in all backspace. And I'll just duplicate the color. Another one here. And then select maybe a blue this time, all backspace. Are you guys following me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is alt backspace for?
Okay, all backspace is, see, you see a foreground and a background color. So I have a foreground which has blue in it and I have a background which has white in it. So if I do alt backspace, it will give me a blue color. If I do control backspace, it will give me a white color. So this is a little faster way of actually, you know, otherwise I would either go to edit, fill. I can go for the bucket also, or this is another way, foreground, background. Then we put the foreground color. So this is the foreground color. So I put the foreground color like this.
Okay.
So again, all backspace, and then I'm going to go over to transform and just duplicate this here. Again, go for eyedropper and just select a color. And then again, all backspace. So this is how you basically create your mood board. And there are other ways also to create a mood board. It is not necessary like this, but when you are using Photoshop and you're learning Photoshop, then a mood board has to be created by using layer blends and all. Otherwise, I think when you're working in the fashion industry, I think most of the mood boards don't come like this. They come more like, you know, picture, and a little bit of spacing between them just to show the images properly. Okay, everybody has followed me?
Yes, ma'am.
Will you be able to create something like this?
Yes, ma'am. We'll try.
Okay. So,
Ma'am,
yeah.
ma'am, I don't have the Photoshop right now, but I did this layer masking thing with a with an app on my phone. So I
Alright.
can just show you that thing right now, and then I'll get the Photoshop in like 1 or 2 days. And then I'll
Like
do it
you
on
don't have it in your laptop?
Yes, ma'am. I only have Illustrator for now.
Okay. Who is this?
Yes, but ma'am, this is Ruchika.
Okay, Ruchika.
Yes, ma'am.
Even ma'am, I don't have also.
Even
Shivam.
I also don't have, ma'am.
Who's this?
Same with me, ma'am. I have
Shivam,
only
Priyanka.
Illustrator. Ma'am, Manya this side.
How many of you don't have? There's okay, wait. Ruchika, then Manya, then Shivam.
Priyanka.
Yes, ma'am, Shivam.
Yeah, Shivam and
Ma'am, Priyanka.
okay, just 4 people.
Ma'am, Priyanka. Rishita and Priyanka.
हाँ तो 4 to 5 हो
And
गए
ma'am,
ना,
Manya also.
4 to 5 हो गए ना. So how will you manage?
Ma'am, I'll get in 1 or 2 days.
You
Same
sure?
with me, ma'am.
Same with me,
Same
ma'am.
with me, ma'am.
Okay. So whoever has it, can you like collect a 5 photographs together and just make a composition? Can you do it?
Yes, ma'am, we'll try.
Okay, so I'll just stop recording and let's just do this for 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the next next topic would be we take a sketch illustration from a line drawing, and then we color it and use dodge and burn and render it also. That's the next step.
Okay,
Am I
ma'am.
able to ask?
What about? Yes, Shiv, go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Actually, I was just asking for the last class recording because I think I was getting stuck somewhere. So I wanted
Okay,
to.
I'll send it. I was supposed to send it, but I got stuck somewhere. As in stuck, I got busy.
It's okay, ma'am.
Oh, I'll just send
Please
it.
send it today. Yes, ma'am.